now it is time for you to do some word parts. So let's pull out your word list for Unit 9, and let's see if you can guess what these words are before we show them to you. We're just going to look at a handful of words. Certainly this one is kind of a long word list, so you do have quite a bit to learn for this section, and that's okay. We're going to get you through it. First up is the suffix blast. Blast. So look on your word list and go ahead and see if you can find what that suffix blast refers to. All right, it does in fact mean an immature cell. So to be immature, it's a newly forming cell, so a brand new cell would end in that suffix blast. Next up, we have ducto. Ducto. It is a root term. See if you can find it on your word list and see what it means. Okay, hopefully you found that it meant to lead or to carry away from somewhere. We're going to see this in movement terms. We will see this in endocrinology as well. So a duct is just something that leads away from an organ. Okay, and we'll see what it means in terms of movement. Next up, we have the prefix ab, ab, ab. Take a moment to look at your word list. Okay, hopefully you found that this prefix ab means away from, to go away from. Next up, we have the term medius. So some of your muscles will have a term and that'll be followed by the word medius. What does the word medius mean? Okay, so medius is just what it sounds like. It is the middle-sized muscle, right? So there's usually going to be some other ones that go along with this that may have the first starting term, but medius is to be middle-sized. Carpo. Carpo is up next. All right. Carpo refers to the wrist bones. The wrist bones. Remember, there were 8 of them. We didn't name them up individually. However, carpo in general is the wrist bones. All right, now we've got our suffix clast. Clast, C-L-A-S-T. Take a look at that word list. Tell me what it means. Okay, clast refers to breaking, so to break. All right, we have a root term here, poro. Poro, P-O-R, with our combining vowel O. See if you can find what this means. All right, to have a pore is to have a hole or an opening. So to be porous, right, to have that hole or those little openings. Next up is the root term articulo. Articulo. See if you can find that on your word list. All right, so articulo means a joint. So think about your knees, your hips, your shoulders, elbows, wrists, right? Those are all examples of joints. Meta. Meta. This one is a prefix. Meta. See if you can find what that means on your word list. All right, meta refers to being beyond or further away from. Our next root term is rumo. Rumo. See if you can find what the meaning of the word rumo is. All right, that refers to a watery flow. A watery flow. There is fluid in your joint, so it's actually referring to the fluid in between your joints that provides some cushioning. All right, just a few more left to look up. Next up, scolio. Scolio. This one is a root term. See if you can find what it means. All right, so this one refers to being an S-curve. So your vertebrae should be straight. We'll see what happens when they're S-curved. All right, last up, we have the root term spino. Spino. Hopefully this one is kind of obvious, but go ahead and look it up on your word list. All right, spino happens to be one particular term for the spine. There will be some others, but this is a big one.